You don't need to fix your life because if you're being honest, you've tried that already. You told yourself, I'm just going to reset. Fix your habits, fix your routine, get more motivated. And for a while, that actually works. But then you fall right back into your old habits. And not because you don't care, but because nothing underneath actually changed. Hey, I'm Coach Boomer. I help men go from stuck to unstoppable. And yes, I've been there too. Knowing exactly what needs to change, but still finding yourself in the same patterns. And that's the trap. You're trying to fix something that actually requires you to become someone different. Because fixing your life is a lot like fixing your car. You patch up a tire, you adjust something over here, you get your car running again, but just for now. Because the patterns, they're still there. And that's why this keeps happening. Because becoming a different man feels different. It's not dramatic. It's not overnight. It's how you think, how you act, and how you show up every day. And if that doesn't change, you'll keep ending up in the same place you are. You stay in fix-it mode because, well, it's easier. You don't have to admit something's off. You don't have to ask for help. And you definitely don't have to look at the patterns that got you here. But eventually, that stops working. So the real questions become, who do you actually want to be? How do you want to show up when things get hard? And who do you respect? And what is it about them that you want to emulate? Because if you don't define those questions and answers, you drift. And something changes the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. When you say you're going to do something and actually follow through, you feel it. There's more energy, you're more present, and a lot less noise in your head because you're not carrying around everything you should be doing. You can finally move forward. Yeah, this is something I had to learn for myself. I used to sit here and think through everything, place scenarios out in my head, but actually not take the step. And then I finally would. I'd do something simple. Open the document, make the call, handle the thing I'd been avoiding. And I realized most of the resistance was actually in my head. And that work that I did, it didn't take that long. And you've probably felt that too. That shift, that difference. That's exactly where standards come in. Not in some flashy way, just an agreement between you and you. And this is how you show up when you're stuck. And this is how you want to live. Engaged, present, moving forward, and then choose that consistently. And that's ownership. Not beating yourself up. Not guilt. Just being honest earlier. Catching it sooner and taking the next step. You take action, you build momentum, and that momentum creates energy. And you use that energy to move you forward. And that is an unstoppable cycle. It's becoming the man who follows through. No debate, no delay, no negotiation. So here's where you start. Let me ask, where in your life are you still trying to fix things instead of becoming different? And who would you need to become for that problem not to exist anymore? Not what you need to do, who do you need to be? Then take one step today that aligns with that version of you. Not perfect, just aligned. Because that's how this shift starts. But once you make that shift, there's a new problem that shows up. You're ready to move, but you're not always clear on what actually matters most. And that's where most men get stuck. So in the next video, I'm going to break that down. We're going to talk about clarity and how to actually define what matters so you can move forward with direction.